I'm Craig Hallstrom, Regional President of Electric Operations at Eversource. Welcome to our Danbury Command Center staging area. This area behind me was set up right after we sustained damage and has been up and operational, working on some of the hardest hit communities of this storm, this western part of Connecticut. Before I get into providing an update on the restoration itself, again, I do want to recognize the customers that I have that are still without power on my system. I understand it's frustrating. It's been a long period of time. Today is hot, but again, they have my commitment that we are working as hard as we possibly can to get this done. We have the largest contingent of restoration crews that we've ever had on our footprint here in Connecticut, larger than Superstorm Sandy, larger than Irene. And, I think as everyone knows, we've committed to a 99% restoration by midnight today. We're well on our way to achieving that goal. But again, that still means that customers will be out, and we are going to continue to work till everyone is back. I do also want to take a minute to thank all of the people who have come to support this restoration working from Eversource, be it Eversource employees themselves, our suppliers, our mutual aid response from multiple states in Canada. They've just been doing an exceedingly exceptional job. And then, I do want to say when restoration's complete and our folks out in the field have done their restoration, the people who have been supporting this restoration in the office, in staging areas like this, completed their jobs, I want them to be judged on their actions and the speed of restoration and the data that we are going to see when this event is over. And again, as I said, when you look at this storm and you compare it to Irene, Superstorm Sandy, the damage locations were larger, the customer impact was larger, but we will complete this storm in up to 30% shorter time frame. That doesn't happen by accident. That happens by planning, and it happens by our people responding and getting out in the field and getting their job done. In terms of where we are with the restoration status today, as I just looked, and the number keeps falling, we're about 20,000 customers yet to be restored. As I said, we will hit our 99% restoration by the end of today, and we will continue to finish up in the next days ahead. Right now, we're about 1.5% of customers that still need to be restored. Some of the other things we've been doing, obviously today is primary day. Working with the Governor and Secretary of State, we confirmed that all 550 plus polling stations had power. I believe that's going well, and there hasn't been any issues. We've been working with communities on critical infrastructure. For the most part, those have been taken care of. We have some facilities on generators that we're working to relieve so they can get back on permanent power. Blocked roads, for the most part, have been completed. There's still some roads out there with some debris, some communications cables that still need to be cleared, but again, working very tightly with communities to get this storm finished up. Just in closing, we were on this. We were prepared. We set up staging areas like the one behind us, extreme restoration, and again, as I said, more damage than Irene, more damage than Superstorm Sandy, yet a shorter restoration. We're on this. We'll be on it until it's finished.
Talk about what have been some of the most consistent or the biggest challenges out there for you, some of the whatever work it is that you do out there that seems to have all of the communities that have been hit. What has been some of the biggest, most time-consuming?
Well, it's the trees. I mean, when you think about this storm, the damage was caused winds taking down trees, and not just branches, but significant trees fell over. So that hinders our work because we need to get down the streets. We hired our own debris clearing crews. We have our gas company with backhoes and that type of heavy equipment to help push things out of the way, as well as working with communities and the National Guard, who's also been helping us do those types of things. But primarily, it's been damage caused by trees, and get them out of the way, get them off the infrastructure, and we've been going to work. This area was the hardest hit area. A lot of the damage was in the western part of the state, which is, based on the path of the hurricane. The hurricane came up, a tropical storm came up Hudson River Valley. This was the strongest part of that wind field, so it was the hardest hit. We've been working tirelessly to get crews here, and as we've completed other areas, we are saturating this area, and we're on track to be done by midnight, 99%. But unfortunately, this saw the biggest damage from the storm. We will be 100%. Well, again, we're focusing on the 99. We're making a lot of calls to make sure we have an accurate number of who's out, and working with our customer group to make sure people like who have medical issues and on record to have with the company, we want to make sure any of those people are picked up first and get those done. But it'll be shortly after this tonight. Sir. Yeah, so, again, my goal is to get all my customers on, and that's what I'm focused on. That's my priority. There's going to be plenty of after-action reviews and meetings with regulators, community stakeholders, and we will address all those at that time. Again, I think the record will show that the Eversource team, the men and women who are on these streets every day with short rest, we're going to show that, they did a tremendous job to restore. And again, I understand the frustration. I understand being part of the hottest area hit means you may be some of the last people restored, but we've done everything we could do. And I think, again, these will all be addressed in these after-action reports. Again, we'll review it all. We have a very well documented, planned, trained, drilled storm response procedure. Our people know their roles. They know their jobs. We have supplies here. We have supply chain that has provided food, shelter, all the things you need to do to have a good response. All that doesn't happen by accident. And again, we'll get into that at a later date. Thank you. Sure. So like I said, we have over 2,500 crews on the property, along with many, many more support people from all over the United States and Canada. they're not always familiar with how we run storms. Maybe their first time they visited the company. So, at times it takes a little bit to get them up and going, to get them their assignments for the day. Because of the pandemic, some of our crews have had to house further away than normal. We're trying to keep people contained in hotel rooms and not move them around so much. So there's some of that. Some crews, to be honest with you, have decided that they would sleep in their vehicles as opposed to making the trip to the hotel. They can get another hour or so of rest just by staying in their vehicles. And again, these are, electric utility restoration crews who this is what they're used to. This is how the industry responds when there's big outages and big emergencies. And then, to be honest with you, they've been working 18 hours a day, 6 days a week, 7 days, heavy physical work. Every once in a while, they need a break. The weather's very warm. They need a drink. They need to protect themselves. And we're asking a lot of them. But we have a system where we're trying to make sure every crew is as efficient as possible and their hands have tools in them and they're restoring our customers. I don't. I'm focused on the storm. Like I say, there'll be after-action reports, there'll be meetings, there'll be hearings. Those types of things will really be addressed there. So, well, strictly by the number 99, 1% of our customers, about 12,800. At midnight, my hope is there'll be a lot less than that, but that's 1%. Yeah, my expectation is we'll hit that before midnight, and certainly that we're, like I say, our mission is to get all my customers on. All right, thank you.